Hello, hello. This is Alicia Connor from Quick and Delish with a couple tips about making breakfast. It's day 13 of the 33 Days Self-Care is Our Best Defense Challenge. And I was just gonna put together my overnight oats for tomorrow morning's breakfast. So I have a quarter cup of oats. My favorite type of oats is Trader Joe's gluten-free oats. Oats are gluten-free typically. They just need to be processed in a plant that's also gluten-free to be labeled gluten-free. So I like this one because it's a nice package. The price is right and fulfills all the criteria. Yeah. Anyway, or Bob's Red Mill. Those are my two favorites. Okay, it's depending on what store I'm at, right? Okay, so I have a quarter cup of oats in here and a half cup of milk. And the next thing I'm gonna add is a little bit of protein. So depending on how much protein is in your milk, some people are using non-dairy milk, some people are using cow's milk, and so look at your milk source. Some almond milks aren't really a protein source; they're more of a white liquid to add to something to whiten your coffee or whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit of protein powder, and actually, I'm gonna hold off on adding it, but I was just gonna show one of the protein powders I use is egg white protein powder, and it's just because I like to experiment and try new things. So I have some egg white protein powder, but this morning the reason why I'm hesitant to add it is because last night I had added it, and then I heated it up in the microwave for 2 minutes, and I didn't mix it super well, and so there were blobs of coagulated protein, which did not. The texture was suboptimal, and so what I'm going to do is tomorrow morning when I heat up the oatmeal, I'm just going to add the protein there. Or other choices for protein to add is I could add some Greek yogurt or some. This is Icelandic yogurt. This is the Open Nature Safeway brand, Icelandic, and one of my favorite flavors is the coconut. It's really good, I think. So Siggy's also makes the coconut one, and there's Icelandic in the rectangular shape one. That one's really good. The Icelandic out of the 3 brands, the coconut flavor is the best because it has little coconut bits in it and it's really tasty. So other ways to add protein is, have you guys ever heard of this PB2? It's a powdered protein, powdered peanut butter. So it's really cool because it's a lot less calories. It's 90% less fat than regular peanut butter. So the fat's been removed. And so it's like 5 to 7 grams of protein depending on which package you buy for 2 tablespoons. And it's like 50 calories for 2 tablespoons. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, so it just tastes like powdered creamy peanut butter to me. And I only like good tasting food. Anyway, it smells like peanut butter to me. So they also have the almond version. So some people like the almond version better than the PB2. It's PB2 almond. But anyway, I think that's a cool way to add a little bit of protein too. So if I had half a cup of cow's milk and then I had some PB2, then I would be about right for the protein maybe. Certainly you could add some nuts or some seeds. I'm kind of low on the stock of nuts and seeds right now, so because I'm sheltering in place, you know. And then you could add some regular peanut butter. I've actually, when I talk to my patients, we figure out like how they can add protein to breakfast and or protein to snacks. Like if you add protein to an apple, then that meal and snack will last longer if you have protein with it. So if you have like a piece of cheddar, really good cheddar with the apple, then that'll help you last a little bit longer. Or some peanut butter or almond butter or whatever would help that snack last longer, where if you just eat an apple, that's more like a place saver for eating soon in the future. So I've actually recommended peanut butter to patients to add to their oatmeal, and at the time they're like, oh, that sounds different, and then they taste it and they try it and they come back to me next month or next time I see them, And I've had like 5 patients say that they really like peanut butter in their oatmeal. And so oatmeal itself is really filling and satiating, right? Because it's thick and hearty and turns into cement in your stomach, and that's one of the reasons why it's good. It helps us stay full longer is because the fiber and it's filling. It doesn't really turn into cement, it's just hearty, right? Didn't want to freak anybody out, but if you add peanut butter, which has protein and fat in it, then that makes that breakfast that much more filling and satiating. Okay, so cool. So some ideas for adding protein, and then sometimes I'll do some half oatmeal with some cooked quinoa for texture. So it's not all just the same stuff, because if you eat more of the same types of foods, then you might get sick of it, and then it's harder to eat healthy. So you need to build in variety within your meals. You have to build in variety. So if you had like a template of like 12 meals, which you already do because you've definitely eaten a variety of 12 meals in your life, have your 12 meals and then swap out, vegetables for seasonality and the different proteins and different seasonings, and then you have like 50 other meals from there. Okay, what else did I want to show you? I got protein. Oh, so fruit. I got this mango. It's not gonna be right for like a week or longer. So I can add that to my breakfast. And then I got some frozen strawberries. And I actually got some canned peaches because I like to know what brand of canned fruit that I would recommend, because not all canned peaches taste the same. It's just like canned tomatoes. Not all canned tomatoes taste good. And so this is the Del Monte peaches, sliced peaches in fruit juice. So these ones are really good, where other brands are not as delicious. What else? Okay, so that's a little bit about the overnight oats. Oh, of course, you can have a hard-boiled egg or two, depending on what you need for protein. These are my hard-boiled eggs I made. And then what else do I want to show you? So I mentioned the fruits and then the seasonings. I have 4 containers of pumpkin pie spice in my cupboard. I have this jar of cardamom. It's ground cardamom, so it's just ready to go. Smells so delicious. And then cinnamon. I always get a large container of cinnamon because I go through like 3 of those a year. And other ways to add a little bit of sweetness to your oatmeal is add like a sprinkling of raisins. You don't need a ton of raisins, just like 5 or whatever, to make the oatmeal taste good. A couple of ideas. So one of the things I do, so you have Greek yogurt and you want to not only add fruit to it, so you could add, so Greek yogurt has the most amount of protein, or Icelandic, or whatever your high protein yogurt is. So it's protein, calcium, other nutrients, but those are the 2 main things that we think about when we think about dairy. And then what you could do is you add fruit to it, and then I personally make this granola. I was gonna just show this off to you. So it's not a granola that you're used to that has like nuts or anything in it, because I like to be in control of my nuts, and it's hard when you have like a trough with oats and coconut in there to find the nuts. So this is just toasted oats with coconut, and it's a little toasty, right? And I do a little bit of oil. So the amount of oil I add to it is just enough to toast the oats and the coconut. I'm not adding a lot of oil. So there's no sugar. I've added cinnamon to this before, but it's not necessary. And so that's something I always have. So then I can add a little bit sprinkling to the yogurt, or that's pretty much how I use it. Or I use it to make overnight oats as well, if I want a more toasted version. Overnights you have to soak overnight, and then you just heat it up either in the stovetop or the microwave. So I'm gonna add fruit to this. I might as well pull the trigger now and figure out what I'm gonna add. I don't know, 6 raisins. So see, you can add the seasoning after you heat it up and everything. So basically I just have the oats and the milk raisins, and then I'm gonna put the lid on, put it in the refrigerator. Tomorrow I'm gonna add some of the protein powder, or I'll go with the yogurt. This is my last yogurt before I go grocery shopping. Again, sheltering in place, so doing what we can with the inventory that we have. So I wanted to show you, I got this, it's this company called Edison Granary. So they make, this product is a crispy cereal. So it's literally just quinoa, sorghum, and rice. So it's like puffy Krispies. It's like Rice Krispies without the sugar. And it's really cool, I think. I mean, it's just this nutty, crunchy flavor. So there's no added sugar, there's no other ingredients. The ingredients are literally rice, sorghum, and quinoa. And sorghum is sorghum, it's not some bad thing. It's a grain. So if you can hear this, it sounds like Rice Krispies. I don't know if you can hear this because I'm not sure of the quality of the mic. Anyway, it's a cool way to add crunch to your yogurt or crunch to anything you want to have crunch in. You could probably add it, maybe not super awesome for salads, but certainly try it. So it's a way to add crunch. They also have quinoa Krispies just on their own. So check out Edison Granary. I think it's kind of cool. There's not a ton of flavor going on. It's just nutty and crispy. So, but you can add other spices and stuff like that. What else do I got going on here? I think that's it for today. Oh, my oatmeal bar. This is frozen. I actually pulled a couple of them out last night from my freezer and put them in the refrigerator because I prefer to toast them in the toaster oven, and then I'll have like a hard-boiled egg with them. So I have like 4 or 5 different types of breakfasts that are just like oat related, but have different kinds of flavorings going on, right? So I have like oats with quinoa, with whatever fruit I have, frozen, fresh, or canned, adding different kinds of proteins, different kinds of seasonings, and then other options for breakfast are just like 2 hard-boiled eggs and whatever else I have, probably some kind of fruit. The other thing I've had recently for breakfast is frittata, which you guys probably already know. I love frittata, especially with sweet potatoes and some kind of vegetables, or frozen corn or a mixture of corn and sweet potatoes, because I love adding sweetness to savory foods to help with that, with satiating that carbohydrate feeling, right? And so if you add the sweetness into the meal, then perhaps, maybe, you won't feel like you need to have some sort of dessert afterwards. I'm not saying it's going to work for everyone, but I'm just saying it's certainly worth the experiment. Okay, so that was it for my quick tip for breakfast ideas. So there's a overnight oats video, there's a Greek yogurt 3 ways video, there's a egg frittata recipe video, and then there's how to cook quinoa, all down there or in my homepage. Thanks for watching, and we'll do it again tomorrow. And tomorrow's day 14 of our self-care is our best defense challenge. It's always a pleasure. Until next time.